guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. For today's video, we're going to be doing a makeup routine type video. I'm just going to be showing you guys my typical makeup routine if I were to do a full face. I recently mastered it down. I tried some new products because I had an event to go to recently, and I really like them. So if you want to see how I get my face all makeupified, then just keep it watching. I'll try to link the products that I have down below too, just in case you're interested. I went ahead and I washed my face, did my skincare. I don't normally prime. I have primed before, but I don't really find big of a difference in my makeup when I do that. So today we're not gonna prime. I'm gonna go in. One of my recent amazing finds that I've heard a lot about online. I had never tried it up until like a few days ago. We're gonna go in with the L'Oreal True Match Foundation in the shade W3 Warm Light Medium. It's a lot of words. Now I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put like about a pump on the back of my hand, maybe like half a pump. Just because I'm not into a really full face. I like a more natural type of makeup. So I take it on the back of my hand and I take this Real Techniques brush. This is a buffing brush and I use this as my foundation brush, and I just start to take it a little bit like that. And I just want to put it in areas where I know my skin's a little uneven, a little redness. Like right now I have this little pimply spot that I picked at. I want it to look, oh my gosh, I put it on my chin. I'm trying to go for that more natural finish because I don't like it too caked on. A little on the forehead. Would you believe me if I told you this pimple literally showed up this morning and I was contemplating popping it because I knew I was gonna do this video, and I popped it, of course. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go in, blend. I use this brush all over my face, and I try and get into all the crevices. And then I'm gonna try to take the smallest amount that I can just so it doesn't cake up, and put it above my eye. See, like that's a little too much, but make sure you blend up in your hairline. I've definitely made the mistake of not doing that. I think that's as good as it's gonna get, but I just add a little bit all over my face just to get a little even of color, and just kind of like, I don't know how to explain. I want an even, nice skin color. All right, now, I know this is debatable, but I'm gonna go in with a little bit of powder just because I want this to stick as best as possible. And I use the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Pressed Powder in the shade 100 Translucent. Okay, we're gonna use this powder brush from Real Techniques, and I'm just gonna pat it in there, and I like to tap off the excess because I don't want too much powder. We're just doing a light dusting. See, like my eyes creasing a little bit. I'm just gonna take this random brush. So you want to focus more of the powder, like the places you don't want to crease, but I just want a light dusting because I want the makeup to stay like that, and I don't want it to get it'll get oily and like patched just weird, and I want it to sit for now where I put it. Also drinking a bubbler. I freaking love these so much. They're 5 calories. They have 0 grams of sugar. They're supposed to be like a caffeinated drink. I don't really know if they're that caffeinated. It says, I don't know if you can see this, it's natural caffeine. This is the flavor Triple Berry Breezer, which is raspberry, blackberry, and blueberry. It seems really good. It has antioxidants. But yeah. This is one of my favorite drinks. I want to do a drink favorites video because I think it'd be fun and I get to indulge in all my favorite drinks. If you haven't tried this, I would recommend trying it. It's really good and it makes you not feel bad about drinking it like soda. Now, I'm trying to like remember what I did in my head. Now we're gonna go in with bronzer. I picked up this ColourPop stick bronzer from Target recently. This is the shade Moonstone Beach, and it's just a cream bronzer, but instead of putting it directly onto my face, I put the back of my hand and I just put some on here, kind of warm it up, but also so I can pick up products slowly and not apply too much at a time and then have to fix that. It's not fun. Then I'm gonna take this random Eco Tool brush, and I'm just going to, you wanna get a more dense brush just so you're able to pat it on and, you know, control where it goes. That's just what works for me. So we're just gonna go in. I lightly tap because I don't want to get too much product on here. And then I focus it on my upper cheekbone. I like to do it more close to where you would put like your blush, on the upper apples of your cheeks, kind of like an inch, half an inch below your eye. I just go in a diagonal motion. I like to just tap it on there. You can see it starting to pop up here, closer to your hairline. I don't do too much bronzer because I just want a little bit of color back to my skin. Not to the point where I'm like, I look like I got crispy outside. Just enough so it looks like I have some color onto my skin. I'm gonna take the tiniest bit on my forehead just to put some color back there. And you can put some on your lower jaw if you want. Just make sure you blend that out. I've also made the mistake of not blending that out. Now, because I don't want it to look super focused on just those parts of my cheek, I try to put a little bit, like a dusting on my chin, a little bit on my nose. See how it's like shaping but not like too crazy or anything? And then I try to like get a little bit, tap the excess if there's any excess. I don't want too much for this step, and I just go around my face and try to add some color back. Now for the rest of this bronzer, I'm gonna put it on my eyelid. I think I'm gonna stop here. If I want to add more later on, I always can. Actually, I'm gonna get a tiny bit more. And I try to spread it out so your brush is able to get it fully on all over the brush. Like get it fully on every bristle and not just one part of the bristle, because then you're working with like half the brush and you're not gonna be able to paint it on all evenly, if that makes sense. Okay, I think now I'm happy with it. The shade's a little more orangey brown than I would typically want it to, but now we're gonna go in with blush. This is literally my favorite step. This is a cream blush from, what is this? The Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Blush from Fenty Beauty. And I use the shade Riri. Don't mind the messiness. Love this cream blush. Don't be discouraged by like the really mauve-y dark color, because it actually comes off differently. Let me show you. So I'm also gonna take this blush brush that I got in a Christmas set years ago, and I just pat my brush on there to wiggle it a little. I go in there like that, and I'm just gonna start painting it kind of above the bronzer we just put, but just outer area. The darker you want it, I would keep it more towards the outside and kind of blend it out, so it's not like you have this darkness of pink or red or whatever color your blush you're using. Get a little on my forehead, a little bit on my cheek or my chin. This is not my cheek. And then I get a little bit on the top of my nose, because I don't want it to get too crazy, and I get a little bit on my eyelids as well, just to kind of bring the whole face together. Do you see how it's like kind of gradient but not too intense? That's what we're trying to go for. And then I like to just try and blend it with whatever product's left, kind of get a more blended out tone. All right, I think we're happy with this. I'm gonna go in with this palette because I just got it recently for Black Friday, but you use whatever palette that you have. This is just what I have now, and I got it because I knew I was gonna use it. I recently ordered the basic canvas palette from Painted from James Charles. This, I'm gonna tell you, this is so freaking nice. It actually feels like canvas. It has like ridges and like it's weighty. It feels like a canvas, which is like duh, but also I don't know, I wasn't expecting so much beautifulness and effort. So I got this beautifulness of a palette. You see how beautiful this is? And it's like I could use this all for a full face, which kind of is what I want to do. I kind of want to do a full face just using this palette, because I feel like you could. So maybe that'll be a future video. We'll see. But I'm gonna go in with this shade right here called Vintage, or I'm sorry, this is Vintage. This is Warrior. I'm gonna go in with the shade Vintage to kind of add a powdered blush onto my cream blush situation, but I'm literally gonna take the tiniest bit because this stuff is super pigmented. Like I can't fully press it into my brush because I'll get too much product. Try and pop it out. So we're gonna use the shade Vintage, which is a beautiful mauve shade, and I think it'll add really good to the face. When I show you how little I press, I think that's it. That might be too much. I'm just gonna put that on my upper cheek. It's a really pretty shade. And if you put too much, that's okay. We're gonna go back and use some powder. Now we have this super burnt look. Okay, now we're gonna go in with eyeshadow. I'm gonna use the same palette, the Painted palette, but Morphe also has some really good affordable options. I have one here that I use pretty often too. It's the Artistry palette. It has these really pretty shades like this. It has a lot of shimmers. I typically use this brown for like a wing situation. I use these three as like a shadow, and then the rest obviously for some glitter, but it has more glitter than I would want it to. I want some more mattes. So anyway, I got the basic canvas palette to use, duh. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a fluffy brush. This fluffy brush, I don't know where this is from. It says SK. I'm pretty sure it's a brand that's sold in Target. I can't remember what it's called. So we're gonna go in with a fluffy brush. Use whichever brushes that you have. I'm gonna go in with the shade Cookie Dough. Shade up here, Cookie Dough. Kind of a more neutral shade. Try and even out my eyelid a little bit. I want a evened out face. I know we added blush and added a bunch of stuff earlier, but it's kind of just to neutralize everything. Kind of to fix any creasing that we might have. Now, I'm debating to see what kind of I want to add eyeshadow or not. Sorry guys, my battery was overheating, so I needed to let it charge for a bit. So I let it charge for about an hour or so, and I felt it. My camera's a lot. It has cooled down. But anyway, so let's get back into it. I'm trying to remember what step exactly we were on. We finished our blush. We're doing eyeshadow. I'm gonna go in now with a slightly warmer shade. I'm gonna go in with UV Index, you can see. And I'm just gonna tap it a teeniest bit. Just put that on my outer portion of my eyelid. Kind of add some depth. You can see a little bit. It's adding a little bit of dimension to my eyelids. Some deepness. I'm just gonna blend that. Okay, now I want to add some glitter, just for funsies. I think I'm gonna go in with the shade right here, Gold Coast. It's this little shimmery glitter. I'm gonna take a flat brush, also from a random brush set that I got for Christmas many years ago. I'm just gonna pat that in there and just get a little bit of product. Try to tap the excess because I don't want too much on my under eye. Oh my gosh, beautiful. Do you see that? It's so pigmented. Oh my gosh. I didn't even push my brush that much into it. And this is with me brushing off excess. I'm gonna go in a little bit of Cloud 9, which is this like pinky glittery shade, just to add some more color. This is so pretty. Wow, it looks so pretty. Okay, I think that's as good as it's gonna get for now. I'm gonna take a little bit on my pinky finger. I'm gonna take a little bit of Finnegan and Gold Coast, just a little glitter. The tiniest bit, put it on my nose. A little bit on my bridge. Take a different fluffier brush, like barely tap into Gold Coast to get. I'm just going to add some highlight. Now that I'm satisfied with that, now we're gonna go in and make a little baby liner. I like to use an angled brush for this. Little like slanted brush situation. I'm gonna take this and I like to take a more reddish brown. Just no, I feel like it's less harsh. I feel like brown can be super in your face. And I feel like having a reddish brown kind of softens it. So I'm gonna take Gampy, if you can see that, right here. And I'm just gonna take my brush. I honestly don't need that much. And then I go in the outer corner and I just want a little baby line like that. You can take your finger and kind of sharpen it out. My brush is a little thick, which is why I use my finger for that. And then I try and connect it to my outer eyelid. You can see that. So now I'm gonna go in to the other side. Try to go really slow. Try and get the best eyeliner situation. I kind of messed up here, but that's okay. You're not gonna be able to tell super well after we put on some mascara. I think that's all for the eyeshadow. I actually really like it. It looks super cute. Now to curl our eyelashes and add some mascara. I'm gonna use this Tarte eyelash curler. This is my absolute favorite eyelash curler. I've been using it since high school, I think. Whenever I first started out wearing mascara and curling my eyelashes. I haven't found one that's as good as this Tarte one. I have tried many. I even tried the e.l.f. one because it's similar. The e.l.f. one literally ripped my eyelashes out, so I would not recommend that. Okay, and now for my favorite drugstore mascara. It's the telescopic mascara from L'Oreal. You can see it's definitely crusty and like has definitely been loved. I use the shade Black. I used to use the Lancome mascara for a long time. I would say these are comparable. Like the wand is comparable, application is very comparable, but Lancome one is like, I think the travel size is almost $20 and this is like $12. I don't know, prices have gone up. It's honestly could be way more than I'm saying, but it's much more affordable and gives you a really nice length to your eyelashes. I'm more of a lengthening and like natural looking eyelash kind of girl. I don't like it looking really clumpy. Just not a huge fan of clumpy eyelashes, at least on me. You see how it's like lengthening my eyelashes, giving a false eyelash look, but not clumpy, which is my favorite part. I like to focus it more on the tips of my eyelashes, not so much on the bottom portion because I'm wanting to lengthen and my eyelashes very easily fall down with product. So I'm going to put a little bit of mascara on my bottom just because I'd want just to add a little more color, but not crazy, like just a tiny bit. Like that. Okay, now this is an extra step that you can do. So obviously my eyelashes look full, but if you want them to look extra dark, a good hack is to get a cream eyeliner. I'm using brown. I've used black before. I just don't have one with me right now. Black works just as good, if not better. You want to take a liner and you want to line the upper, I don't want to like touch my eyelid, but the upper portion of your eye, your inner eyelid, and it helps darken. Let me do one eye and then show you the difference. It's like a subtle difference. I don't know if you can tell. It's a little darker underneath and it just makes your mascara look more, I don't know how to explain, just darker but like cohesive, and I don't know, you just have to try it and see for yourself. It adds like a more depth into your eyes. I don't know how else to explain that, but it makes it look nicer, I promise. Now for lips, I went ahead and I used the Being Frenchy Lip Wellness lip balm to prep my lips while I was doing my makeup and all that. I'm gonna tap away a little bit. We're gonna be using some lip stains, so I want my lips to not have, at least not too much on my lip. We need the lip stain to stick to our actual lips. But I'm gonna take my favorite lip stains, which are these CoverGirl Outlast lip stain. I have the shades Jazzberry, so Jazzberry, Canyon, and Heat Wave. My favorite right now is Jazzberry, just because I think it adds a nice darkness, but like nice color. You'll see. So I take this. This is also like $10 at the drugstore, which is amazing. So I take this marker and I start to outline my lips. So just a rough, and then I go in and I blend it. You can use your finger, but I don't really like getting stuff all over my finger. So I just try to get that on there and I do that. So I added some nice color to our lips. And I like that it stays for a long time. So that's the base of our lips. Then you can go ahead and do a liner on top if you want. I kind of just like it like this, but just for the sake of this video, I'll add a little bit of liner just in the outer portion. This is the Make It by Mario birthday liner that comes in that birthday kit from Sephora. This is the shade Rich Mauve, which I heard they don't make a full-size version of. And for gloss, I have lots of favorites that I use, but the one I've been using most recently is this Tower 28. It's a little baby one because it came in a kit that I got from Sephora. This is the shade, it's either Ube Vanilla or Ube, and I take this and I just put a little thin layer because I want the color to show underneath. Just enough so it's like covering my entire lip. That's pretty much my finished look. That's all I do. I would put setting spray, but I don't have any right now. So we're not gonna do that. But, yeah. This is my finished full face, where I wear when I want to look nice and cute and makeup-ified. No, I don't think that's a real word, but I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.